Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, how's everybody doing? What did everybody think of the intro? I give kudos to Cryptwalker Portal. Thank you so much for creating that intro for me. It's amazing.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was incredible. Let's see who we have here today. We have Michael. Welcome. We have Adrian. Welcome. Let's see. Who else do we have? Oh, Crypt is here. Welcome. Let's see. Ryan, welcome. Let's see who else. Leanne, hello. Laura, the lovely Laura. Mike, oh, hello, Mike. You may get a magical wrench too. Who knows? Leanne, I may have already said Leanne. Let's see who else is here. I think Raven, I hope you feel better, sweetie. Dragon, hey, Dragon, how are you doing? And Rob, the stare contest begins. Ghost Wiener. Let's see who else. Roger, welcome. Wayne, good to see you, Wayne. Oh my God. Okay, I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there. And I think that's it. If I haven't said hello to anybody, please let me know. But I think I'm reached spot. And Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Hello. So let me put the screens on here. La 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 la. I have to say, guys, I'm more awake than I was this morning. This morning somebody could have said, I saw somebody run around naked and I would have even noticed. I was like totally out of it till mid-morning. Had to take a nap. How you doing, Pinkie?
I'm good.
You're good? We're all good. Yep. Well, good. How is everybody in the audience
been quiet
this morning?
Everyone in my house has been quiet now. It's good, eh?
Yeah, it is good. Like the family's gone and everything's good. Everything is good. So yeah, I didn't do much today. I took a nap right after being on with Laura, did a couple of errands, and I feel much better now. I don't know. I felt like I had a hangover this morning, although it wasn't from drinking. It was just like being up to wee hours in the morning. But yesterday was amazing, wasn't it?
Like the overtired feeling.
Oh, yes. Yesterday was absolutely amazing, wasn't it, with all the podcasts?
Yes.
And
what was a long day.
Yes.
And night.
And what even was more amazing is, the community, we all stuck together and, just gave support to one another. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. I really, truly enjoyed it very well. So I have, some excitement for you guys. So our guest, I've actually known AJ for maybe a couple of years now. I don't know, because I was in Parapost with him. Which is Parapost is a network, and then his show Talking with the Source, and then that's actually how him and a couple other people convinced me to make my own podcast, which is absolutely phenomenal. But AJ actually has a really amazing story because he has been through near-death experience. He could tell you in complete detail exactly what happened to him. And I thought it was a good thing to bring him on the show because it is an amazing story. I was like in awe when he told me. So without further ado, let's bring him on. Hello.
How are you guys?
Hello, AJ.
Good. How are you?
Good. Tired from a long day of work, but other than that, good.
That's good.
Hello,
That's good. So AJ, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So my name's AJ Capasso. I'm out of Connecticut. I'm in the USA, and basically I'm a paranormal researcher. Gone in the field about, I think this would be my 11th year, or maybe 12th year. I'm not sure. I haven't really been keeping up. But I got into it a while ago because I was addicted to opiates. I ended up getting addicted to opiates. I had a fractured vertebrae right before the epidemic happened with all the opiates. And I ended up getting addicted to painkillers. And throughout that time, I didn't know anything about, what was going on with me at the time, and the doctors, when the epidemic happened, obviously they didn't really offer too much help. And a lot of pride in myself was like, well, I'm not a junkie. I'm not going to do this. I don't need that. I need to just, go back to work and all this stuff. And I just didn't have a grip around reality then. And I lost grip so much where I ended up overdosing many times. And the last time I overdosed, I completely left my body and I went to another side. And when I did that, it opened up my eyes to a whole new realm. And I had to, really take for granted what I was basically bleeding against, because I wouldn't say bleeding against, but I'd say my faith dropped when I was 12 years old after my grandfather passed away in my arms, and that kind of like shaped my whole faith and everything that I had. And I gave my life to Christ when I was younger, like 15, a little bit after, and my faith came back, but it never really fully returned until after this moment that happened and totally changed everything. And from there, I got my life completely changed around 100, complete 180, been completely sober for 11 years, going to be this year. I just celebrated my 10th year last year, so 11 years this year. And I'm grateful to be in this field because I've lost a lot of family in 2020, and this field has been able to keep a line open for like me and my father. He still comes in and he'll come in with my friends there, and my friends will ask a question and they'll get an answer. And like even Tammy, my fiance and stuff, and it's great to be in this field, and I just love it for that aspect. But also, it's doing my show and getting to know everybody from around the world doing this work. You get to learn so many different more experiences and stuff, and it's just absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. That's incredible. Incredible story. Definitely.
Yeah, no, so, you want me to go into depth about what happened?
Yes, take us back.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Okay. So the day that I left my body, what happened was I went into the kitchen. I went to go grab some ice cream, and I went to go sit back into the. We had like a porch area at my grandmother's house. It was like a finished area that was right near the garage. And last thing I remember, I sat on the couch, and next thing I know, I wake up and I'm standing over my body. And I'm standing over my body. It was more, I wouldn't really call it standing. It felt like standing, but it was more floating. And I could see everything in the room. I saw my body on the ground. It took me a minute to realize what was going on, because it was peaceful. It wasn't as hectic as our world is today when we wake up from a nap or wake up from something. It's a total different feeling. It was like watching almost like a silent movie almost. And I could still witness everything. I could still hear everything, but it was just a real different feeling. And as I'm sitting on my body, I could see the two paramedics working on me. And I remember that I wanted to, like anywhere I wanted to be, I could be over his shoulder. I could be listening to their thoughts. I could listen to the entire conversation. All at one time, I could experience all these things. And I remember a couple words that he was saying during all the time. And as I'm like witnessing all this, I'm not experiencing any emotions or anything along those lines. And all of a sudden, next thing I know, I don't see anybody, don't feel anything, but I end up getting sucked into this, what I would call like a tunnel. It's like a hyperspace tunnel. And it was like I was going really fast through like space. And all of a sudden I started having images pop up into my face really quickly. And it wasn't just the start of like when I was born. It was the start of like creation of like when the earth was forming and all this stuff. But it happened so quickly. And then when it came to my life review, it slowed down in parts where I had conflict with another individual from when I was little all the way till, when I died. All these little conflicts, but it made me see the conflict from what they were feeling and their perspective on the conversation. So I felt everything they were feeling when I tore somebody down. I felt every single thing that they felt in that moment, their thoughts, everything. And it was a very traumatic type thing to go through, obviously, and it stuck with me till this day. And I was able to reach out to some people that were in the things and have conversations with them and ask for forgiveness and stuff like that, which has been a huge part. But after that, it opened up into a huge area that reminds me of like if you went to like a Canadian wilderness and there was like a land that was untouched, it was complete wilderness. It was just completely beautiful green. The colors there were not like colors here. They were more vibrant, very vibrant. There was colors and flowers that I like. This is one of the most common things that everybody says after I started researching this. colors that like they can't replicate. I guess certain artists that have had this experience, they tried to replicate it by mixing colors and certain things like that. And a lot of these colors were so unique, but the way they were vibrant was the way they shined, the way they popped. And you would see animals there that you didn't see here. Like one of them that sticks out in my mind completely is woolly mammoth, one of the ones that completely stood out to me. But I always get asked, you know, were you with the angel? Were you with this? Were you with that? And no, I wasn't. I was just guided. It seemed like I didn't really have my own, I wasn't able in control of that aspect of it. Like it was bringing me to wherever it wanted to bring me. And when I was in that place and I was experiencing this beautiful, beautiful place, the whole thing was filled with peace. I got peace wrapped around me. More than a mother could give a baby, more than a first kiss could give a love. It was the most incredible experience I ever had. And I was then approached by this light being, and this light being, you couldn't look into it. The light was shining so fiercely out of it. You could tell that it had an outline of an individual, but it was just such a massive thing. And I turned, and all of a sudden it said to me, "It's not your time." Before I can even question or say anything back to it, I was immediately sucked back down into the tunnel and shot back into my body. And I immediately sat up and I started to freak out, didn't know what was going on. And the paramedics started to, you know, tell me to calm down and sit down. And it wasn't until I got wheeled out, I said something to the paramedic during the time when I was supposed to be dead. That he was like, there was no way this kid could have known that, but their faces kind of stopped and, you know, just went silent. And I continued on. And, you know, I started, like, after it happened, I started to experience more things, like remembering things over time from my sleep and stuff like that. But from my initial comeback, that was the first thing that I remember was that, that like outline and generality of it.
That's amazing. Wow.
You know, I've
incredible.
done conferences. I've done conferences. Sorry, I've done conferences, and people have asked me amazing questions about the place. And I wish that in the moment I had more awareness to like
Yeah.
focus on little details of the place. But I was in such awe at the feeling alone. The feeling alone was a peacefulness that I can't even describe to you. And I think you know, having an addictive personality, I think that's something that I've prayed for ever since, is that peace that was over there, you know, because everything here is so hectic all the time. And I think that's something that I've always prayed for, is that peace ever since I left. And I get that question constantly when I talk about this. So I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Just want to say hello to a couple of people, you know. Hello, Ace. Sorry I called you Face. Ace. Julianne, hello, welcome. So yeah, so wow, that's amazing. Now, how long were you addicted for?
I was addicted for, oh God, I was in my teens when I got addicted. So I was addicted for, well, it was it was on and off. It was a little bit. I was from. Let's see. I fractured my vertebrae when I was. It lasted on at least I would say at least 5 years minimum. I don't know the exact like time frame it was, but I was addicted for a long time. I went through a lot of changes. It went from starting off with going back to buying pills at first, thinking that was the only thing, and going to doctors and stuff, different doctors, but. It was a process where it ended up switching over to snorting heroin at the end, because the amount of money that it cost for each pill was just outrageous, and it was just it was ridiculous. I lost 29 friends from overdoses from that incident, like from that time frame, and now seeing certain friends that are still mixed up in that type of loop, and it hurts me so bad to see that. And I see kids getting into it younger and younger, and I just wish we could put a stop to it. It's scary. It really is. I knew nothing of it when I was younger. I never thought to myself that was synthetic heroin. You know what I mean? And it never even crossed my mind. Until my friend who was a doctor said something to me. He goes, "Yeah, man, you need to go into a rehab facility and get taken care of medically. This is a very serious thing you're dealing with right now."
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it, at the time, because I never was brought up like. I mean, my dad was into other type of stuff, but never into that type of area. So. I was not even educated in any way, so I try to educate kids nowadays on it, because it's a very serious thing,
It is. It's very, very serious, and it's interesting what you describe, because some people, that had near-death experiences, they describe like kind of like a vortex, and just not like a nice place, just like an empty space, you know? So it's interesting that you described what you described. Now, the figure that you confronted from, did he or she say a name?
They didn't say my name. I noticed it right when it came up because it was like it came really quickly, and it was just blinding it was just blinding light, and I know you couldn't see characteristics of it. You could see the outline, like I was able to look real quick, but the blinding light was so bright you couldn't see nothing. The only reason why I knew that I would say it was a male, is because the voice that spoke to me was a male voice.
Okay.
So, but you know, like I said, do I personally think it was a male? That I had that feeling at the time? It was neutrality. I didn't feel anything at that moment.
No, it's incredible how you just felt so much peace. It's not like you wanted to go back, you know?
Oh no, I did not want to go back. I was actually upset when I woke up. I was upset when I woke up in the hospital.
Yeah. Now, was that your only experience? Was that one time?
Well, no, I overdosed 11 other times prior to that one time. But that one time I had overdosed. At that time I overdosed, my heart had completely stopped for like longer than, you know, like a second or two, where, you know, it would be so the other overdose they were able to Narcan me and I was able to come back. This overdose, it was that, and it was also I was on medication, benzodiazepine. Yeah. So that suppressed my nervous system as well. So it ended up my heart had stopped for about a little bit over a minute and 10 seconds.
Wow. That's
so I was very lucky that I even got a breath to even come back, because I should have not at all. I really shouldn't be here, and I'm very blessed that I am. But I tell you what, I do suffer with a lot of survivor guilt.
We do have a question. Rob asked if is kratom a problem where you live?
So yes, kratom, yes, it is an issue where we live. The problem is that people aren't educated enough about kratom. The problem with kratom is the alkaloid in kratom is very similar. It mimics the effects of opiates or opioids or whatever you want to call it. That whole field, and people don't realize that you take it, you know, more than 5 days or whatever, you could definitely start experiencing withdrawal issues. And it's very serious. And yes, I know I have a lot of people that have switched and were able to transition from kratom and get off of their substance that they were using. But a lot of people got stuck on kratom, and now that it's in every gas station, you know, you can just buy it wherever you want. It's pretty wild.
That's crazy. Were you like before this all happened? Were you spiritual? Were you religious or?
So I was brought up Catholic. I lost my faith. I really didn't have like a faith. I knew about Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I gave my life to Christ right before it all happened. It was like 15 and stuff like that. And I was studying the Bible before it. But I wouldn't say I was super spiritual. I had a religious aspect to me, but my spirituality grew after that experience, because everything that I was experiencing after that, I started to experience, you know, like there were like the paranormal activity. Like when I came back, my grandfather had passed away, and we were already having some activity. When I came back, it was a whole different ball game. The energy was going off the hook. Like I told you one time that we had a picture that came off the wall, and it scared my ex-fiance at the time. She was saying something to me that was making fun of the shirt I was wearing, and it was my grandfather's shirt. And the picture came flying off the wall, and it came like a good 5-6 feet. It didn't just fall to the ground like it should have. It actually came outwards towards the bar area, and it was a very scary thing. I mean, we had a tomato can one time fly from like one corner. We had a downstairs basement at my grandmother's house that was refinished. And we had a wicker basket that was, when you would walk down the stairs from the kitchen, the wicker basket would be on the right. And on the left side, my grandmother had like this bar, and it was like a little area for a bar. Well, the wicker basket on the right had a tomato can in it. And one time, the tomato can that was completely on the side, it could only go forward or backwards, flew sideways in front of my uncle as he was trying to run up the stairs. So he had an experience downstairs. And everyone in the kitchen, me, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncle, everybody was in the kitchen. We turned to him as he was running up because we heard him scream. And we just saw this tomato can fly across the room, and it dented the wall, which worked. It was wild. So I started to have a spiritual aspect after that experience, because a lot led after that started to open my spirituality a lot more.
Laura actually has a question here. She said, I'll put up on the screen. Sorry to ask this, but do you think that your experience was caused by your drug-induced state at that time?
You know, that's what I completely thought. And when I went to a bunch of doctors because I thought with the lack of oxygen, when I had the experience, it was during the time where I was actually where they said I was completely out, like completely not breathing, nothing. They were trying to revive me. Now, do I know if it was caused of it? The paramedics wanted to think it was, but at the same time, they said there was no way that I would have known what they were talking about. There was something that I said to them that had to do with something they were saying about my procedures and all those lines. And I could it have been? Absolutely, 110%. I don't ever count that out. You know what I mean? Because we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the experiences that I've had after the fact of that, and also the things that I've validated from that experience that I've now validated after, kind of give me, just yes, I did experience something, but that's always in the back of my mind. I never count that out. It's so important to like keep that, always in the forefront because you always got to lean out what is paranormal, what is not.
Yeah, yeah. Now, did you have an interest in the paranormal before this happened?
No, it did not. I didn't even believe in this stuff. Like, I mean, I believed like in God, but I didn't care for ghost stuff. Like my fiance at the time was watching the Zach Bagans stuff, and I wouldn't even watch it because I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after that experience, and then after that experience, we had more paranormal experience, like I said, that arose throughout the house that started to make me have more of an inclination into what was going on, and that's when I really got more of a spiritual aspect into it and started to really dig deeper, into the stuff. But no, I wasn't into the paranormal like I am now, not at all.
All right. Wayne has a question. Has your experience been investigated by experts, or have you been under hypnosis?
After my experience happened, I went through multiple neurologists because I was worried that the lack of oxygen to my brain throughout that period of time might have caused damage in a certain area of my brain. I do a lot of neuroscience. I like to study a lot of neuroscience, and I got worried a lot about that because I know that certain receptors are damaged from those type of things as well. So I thought, well, if this overdose had happened, maybe I had a damaged area of my brain. So I went through 5 or 6 testings for that after the incident happened, trying to find if there was a relatable situation of why it could have happened like that. Nothing. They couldn't find anything. I was completely fine, which I was very, very lucky. I should not have been fine at all. But like I said, I don't weigh out the possibility. Like we don't truly know, so I am not going to say yes 100%. Not could it have been a chemical thing that happened? Totally could have, but from what I was told by the people that were there and everything like that, I was completely gone. And so if it was a chemical reaction, could it have been something that let out in the brain? I mean, of course, we don't know when DMT checkpoint gets released in that center of the brain, so it could be anything. I have not undergone hypnosis yet, but it's something that I'm looking forward to doing, 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something I've been really dying to do actually for myself because a medium that I was working with I had a couple conversations with her about some stuff that she picked up, and it had to do with certain things that I could hopefully find out through hypnosis. So I'm hoping to find out one day, hopefully for sure.
That's good. That's good. So after this happened, like, how did it change your life? Like you said that you got more in tune with the paranormal.
Yeah, it changed my life. So I started to research. First, it started off researching the phenomenon itself, finding out what people's thoughts were about it. Obviously, I kept going back to a paranormal phenomenon that everybody talks about, and other phenomena that I was also experiencing were relating to the paranormal field. And I got more and more in depth with it, did more and more research, and I started to just dive into it head first. And I got really addicted to it because the evidence that we were capturing in my grandmother's house, it was from the start. It didn't take time to build up. It was active from the minute we started, the minute she sold the house. So it was very quickly for me to dive deep into it. Also changed my life because I, finally got the help that I needed, which I was happy about. So that changed my life completely, gave me clarity. and just getting into this whole field, as it's not about, for me anymore, about finding an answer to what had happened, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll ever find the complete answer besides just I had a near death experience. I got lucky and I came back, but this has opened my heart to many more things where I've been able to connect with people like yourself and people like your
Mm-hmm.
audience who have had experiences like mine as well, and be able to compare notes and change certain things, to change the direction of my research to try and get certain answers, to maybe find out a more, I guess you could say, in-depth or correct answer for myself, to maybe feel better or to get some kind of clarity on the subject.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I think I remember you told me that this figure that you encountered approached you again more than once.
No, it approached me only in that when I had that near death experience. I only
Okay.
had that experience with him, well, I called him because it was a male voice. But that was the
Okay.
only time I ever saw a figure at all. Never had another near death experience since then, but that experience was the only time I experienced anything with a figure. The only figure that I experienced outside of that was when my family encountered a full body apparition in my grandmother's home, which my entire family had saw, and that had let's put it this way: Sunday dinner didn't happen that day. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, they say somebody that encounters something traumatic, really big like that, it tends to open them up spiritually as well. Like they're more
yeah,
in tuned,
yeah,
mind
yeah,
you.
absolutely. I mean, I could definitely say that for myself. I'm more in tune with energy for sure.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I could be, even if it's like regular energy in your the microwave. Like I for some reason I can't even like put my like face next to the microwave. Like, see if I'm sitting there on my phone and I'm too close to the microwave, I'll feel that energy, and
Hmm.
it'll make me sick. It'll actually make me sick. Like EMF and that energy actually makes me sick. It's the weirdest thing. I wish I could understand it more, and I'm hoping that throughout the time I could, but.
Yeah, yeah. That's wow. So, so was that after the experience? Is that when you decided that you wanted to get into the paranormal and actually create your group?
Yes, after that experience, I started to document everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Like I said, our house was really, really active. We were experiencing a lot of stuff, and after that experience, it opened my heart to the possibility, and that's all I really needed was that thing. There were so many instances after that I've had that are experiences that correlate with what had happened that day when I overdosed. Um, so many different like experiences that I can go into that would just go through it all. But I plan on writing a book because um, I've been putting all the research together. I found old notebooks and stuff like that from stuff that I read
Hmm.
a while ago. And me and my fiance are trying to put something together for it, but right now I'm too focused on trying to make sure I get a house at the moment and stuff like that. So I kind of put
Yes.
everything on the back burner, but
Yes.
I have been still doing the research and stuff. So I'm looking forward to hopefully doing it. Yeah, for sure.
So, Laura asked, have you experienced any side effects from this?
I wouldn't say side effects. I would say the effects that I've experienced from this experience were the sensitivity to um, either if you call it entities or energy, whatever you call it. That's what I would say. That was the only effect that I would say lasted from that experience. Well, okay, so yeah, okay, so Tammy says also I have.
Seem to just know things before they happen.
Yeah, so she says I know things before they happen, and she's.
Well,
You know,
you
I'm,
have had a couple of experiences though, right? With like friends and family.
I've had tons of experiences. Yeah. Wait. You mean wait? Say that again. Hold on, Suzanne. I kind
Like
of caught
like
what you mean.
you get like intuition, like you get like messages
Oh,
beforehand.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's what she just said. Yeah, she just
Yeah.
said. Yeah. Like I have knowings, or I get messages and stuff like that. But I don't really. It's not something. I wish it was something that I could tune into. Like I don't know how to control that aspect of it. So it kind of just comes and goes as it wishes, which kind of sucks in a way because I wish I had a way to control it. But
Yeah.
I wish I knew more how to do that.
Yeah.
It seems that it comes when it's most important. But it's weird too. Like I had an instance where I was over a friend's house, and or actually, I'll tell this instance. When my father was still alive, I had an instance where he got in the car, and right before he got in the car, we're at a gas station. I started to profusely sweat, and I knew that he was going to have some medical thing happen on the highway when we were driving. And I said it to him. I said it to my friend. I said, "Can we not start driving yet, please?" They didn't listen to me. They started driving the car. I thought everything was about to be fine when we were about to get off the exit back to my grandmother's house. And all of a sudden, he started to lift his head up as he was laughing after he made a joke. And he just froze, and he started to have a seizure. And when he had a seizure, he just clenched the wheel. And thank God he didn't shake or move or anything like that. He just clenched the wheel and held it. And I just knew exactly what to do, which was really weird. Hit the thing in neutral, lift his leg off the pedal, pull over, turn to my friend Nick, tell him to call 911. And it scared the hell out of my friend Nick so bad. He actually he didn't talk to me for a little while after that because he's like, "Dude, you spooked me out. You told me everything that was going to happen before it happened, and it actually happened exactly as it happened." And unfortunately, a couple of years ago, I saw Nick, and I had a feeling about Nick, and I called him up and I warned him that something was going to happen. And a couple of weeks later, exactly what I said happened. They found him dead in his room. It was a sad time, but it sucks because there's certain things that I pick up that I don't want to pick up, and there's certain things that I pick up that I don't really have a choice. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like people think that it's a gift all the time, and it is most of the time. It really truly is, but it also is a curse, because if you have too much knowing, it's like, if you want to go up to that person saying there's a knowing, like, you kind of feel like you're a nutcase at first if you don't, it feels weird. It's hard to explain. You know what I mean, right? Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Exactly.
Okay.
But you've also saved a friend, haven't you?
Yes. It was my friend Mike's friend, or my friend Mike's brother. I'm sorry. It's his brother. He came home from his girlfriend's house. He was upset in a bad mood, and I just had this feeling like, Mike, in a couple hours, just make sure you keep checking on your brother. And he ended up getting up after I got off the phone with him. He had he was thirsty, and he all of a sudden was about to pass his pleasure when he stopped. He remembered what I said to him, and he knocked on the door because he didn't hear him and his girlfriend arguing anymore. And all of a sudden he heard some weird noises, and his brother's door was locked, so he kicked the door in. His brother was overdosing on the bed, wasn't breathing, and he saved his life. And he called me up, and he's like, "Dude, if it wasn't for you saying something, my brother would be gone. Like, thank you for telling me to keep an eye on him and all this stuff, and just that something was going to happen today." And I was shocked because like I said, like I don't know if it's gonna happen. I just get this weird feeling. I trust the feeling that I get, and I deliver it when I can. If it's possible to deliver it to the person. And I tell you what, a lot of people love that, and I honestly, it's scary. It's really scary. It's nerve-wracking because you don't want to, especially when it's a close friend that doesn't know that side of you, and you're like, oh crap, I'm gonna look so weird right now saying this.
Yeah.
And but he was super grateful, and he was shocked by it. He was like, I'll never ever doubt that again. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, all this stuff. And I was like, dude, no. I was like, I felt so weird even saying anything, because he obviously didn't have a a belief in that type of stuff either. So I mean, I don't know if like it's a very weird side of it to be on, in my opinion. Like for me, it's just like I said, some people think of it as a gift. But as much as it's a gift, it could also be a curse.
I mean, I think it's really hard, especially like if you're close to someone, like telling them that, for example, if you got a premonition that something's going to happen to them tomorrow, the next day, it's really hard to let them know without them like actually questioning you. It's hard.
Exactly. And it's like thank God it wasn't back in like back in the day when people just have you locked up and put in a loony bin. Thank God it's not like that anymore.
Your imaginary friend.
Yeah, that's all I need. But I mean, but it's like I said, it's depending on the perspective of it. Like I do see it as a gift, and I do try to utilize what I can from it. But I wish that I could meet somebody that can help me control that aspect of it.
Yeah, definitely. Leanne has a question. Is life harder or easier after your near-death experience? Like some people experience depression because they came back.
That's the best question I've ever got asked. And the reason why is because it's been better. Has there been ups and downs? 110%. But coming back and witnessing the life review that I had of the other people's perspective of the arguments that I had or the debates that I had, or when I was a little kid. One of the biggest ones that stuck out to me. I was in fifth grade. There was a bigger girl that liked me in fifth grade, and I was part of that whole jock group, thought I was cool, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl had a love note, and it fell out of her pocket in math class, and the teacher read it in front of the whole class, and I got humiliated, and we got humiliated, and then I ended up as a young kid, she ended up saying something to me, and I ended up taking it out on her for the note. And I had to relive that entire thing, and I relived it through her eyes, and I relived all the pain that she felt when I was a little kid, and I said whatever I said to her, and I felt that, and luckily I was able to talk to her and tell her like what happened to me, and I wanted to apologize, and she's an amazing person, and I'm grateful that I had the chance to do that. But coming back, it's been better because I realize now that one, we take life so seriously all the time. We worry about the littlest, tiniest things, and really the most thing we need to worry about is just caring for each other. The littlest tiny thing, even if it's a hey, how are you? Just to find out how somebody's day is. You don't know how much that ripples through the universe.
Exactly. Renee's in the house. She said a comment. I know this is weird to tell you, AJ, but Raymond said write that damn book.
Good.
Yeah. So everyone, Raymond was an awesome person, and unfortunately, last year, right, AJ? He passed.
Yeah, this this past year, right? This year, yeah.
It was in like what?
Yeah, it was in
April,
I want to say spring. I want to say actually
spring.
It's so weird.
An incredible guy, and I miss him very much.
Yeah, he was an amazing friend. I mean, me and him would have the late night conversations where he'd send me some funny stuff online, and we'd go back and forth. So
yeah,
I miss those things. But being if it is the place where I went to. If that is the place, or if it looked anything like that or felt anything like that, I tell you what, he's an amazing place. He is an amazing place, and he's okay.
I hope so too. So let's see another question here. Have you met or spoken to anyone who had a similar experience to yours?
Yes, I actually have. I had a couple people that I was talking to recently for the podcast that had a similar experience. It's never similar to the T of what it is. Yeah, it's never similar in aspects along those lines, but there's similarities. Like the thing when I was saying, like say when I was researching and I saw the people about how there was an artist guy that said that about the colors and stuff like that. There are certain aspects that I've talked to people, like they said about the peacefulness that I got wrapped with. One of the persons I was recently talking to about a near-death experience. Stated that one of my friends, Brian, recently talked about how his near-death experience. He was actually in the ocean, under the water, and he was in a coma. And throughout the whole coma, this mermaid would swim up to him and have his daughter in her arms or with her, and it would go through the stages of her life. And she was just a baby, but in the coma, he said that she grew into a young woman, and the last thing that happened was she walked over and she put her hand on his face and said, "I love you," and he woke up from the coma. And I have talked to people. I had a couple of people that were on my show that talked about their near-death experience. I love talking to people that had these experiences because, especially hearing that there's similarities, because it gives me hope that what I truly experienced was truly the aspect of the afterlife, and I obviously I truly hope that, but obviously, can I say 100%? No, I cannot, unfortunately, because if I did, I wouldn't be here right now, right? So
and hopefully that is true, when the time does come. Everybody's hoping for that magical field, and and God and all of that. They don't want to picture what the other end of that is. So So talk a little bit about your show. I haven't seen it lately.
So my show, Talking with the Source, we took a little break from it. Like I said, me and Tammy have been working on getting this house together and stuff like that. We want to purchase the house by next year. So we're working on that right now and just getting things together that we need. And basically we just have on researchers and all types of mediums, everybody from around the world to discuss the afterlife, about spirits, about equipment that's coming out, about experiences. We like to share a lot of people's evidence when they come on the show. We like to have them come on and put it up live so everybody could see and we could review it together, discuss what was going on in that part in time of whenever they were at the location and stuff, or wherever they caught the evidence. And we basically just have a great conversation. We try to get the audience involved, and we just try to have a fun time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I hope
right now we're
going
to be bringing it back. So no, we'll definitely be starting again in the next month or so. So we're just getting some things reviewed. So yeah, we'll be out soon. So for sure.
That's good. That's good. Wayne has a question. Would you put your experience down as your mind, body wanting to survive?
Mind, body wanting to survive, and what you mean, like survive? Actually, can you reword that for me, Wayne? Like, word for me in a little simpler way, because I'm not that bright.
Yeah, Wayne, can you reword that? If there's any way you could reword it.
I think I know what you mean, but I just to make sure I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to test
it.
Yeah, So what have you been up to? Have you been on investigations lately, or?
Oh no, lately I've just been
taking
a break. Yeah, taking some time off. Unfortunately, I don't really have time off because we live in a 144-year-old house. So we have some visitors there, which is always a fun time. We live in a very historic part of town. Our house used to be a barber shop. It's been in my friend's family for generations. It's 144 years old. It's a beautiful place. But yeah, it's active. We have one person that we see constantly, and me and Tammy will always catch this elderly lady, and it's actually her aunt. She showed us a picture of it the other day, and Tammy went, "Holy crap, that's the woman!" And I came out of the room, and I was so shocked. And we saw the picture in the cabinet, and so we went to go ask my friend, and she said, "Yeah, it was her aunt." And we're like, "Oh my God, it's the lady that we see crossing past from our room." We see her in the salon area because my friend has a salon in the house. She runs her business out of the house. So it's pretty active there. But we haven't done any investigations or like communication type stuff, in a while, because we've been taking the time off to work on personal stuff that's going on.
Yeah. But you are a part of Global Ghost Hunt. Talk a little bit about that. Yeah. You guys just had one. Yeah,
Global Ghost Hunt. If you haven't heard, check out globalghosthunt.com. Basically what it is, we have teams from around the world, teams and researchers from around the world that can basically sign up, and you go to your location, you stream live, or you could record it and we can stream it live, whichever one, but you stream live and you show people from around the world your investigation, and they get to see it live, raw and uncut, no editing, no nothing along those lines. And I think it gives a big eye opener to the field, as in it's not all you see on TV. It's actual people that actually give a shit. Excuse my language, but actual people that actually care about the field.
Yes.
So that's the but
yeah, it's incredible because I was part of it for a couple of years, and it's generally in October, right? Correct?
Yep. That's what we've been doing it right now, is in October. Yeah, once a year now.
Yeah, so guys, it's basically a stream, and then one group in back of the other group, it's like a constant streaming, and then they take you to the investigation, and it's live, and it goes on for like 12 hours or so?
We do 11 days. We do 11 days.
That's it depends on it
depends on the teams and what we have, but everyone can go check it out. It's on you can check all the videos out on Global Ghost Hunt. Ghost Hunt on YouTube. You can go to globalghosthunt.com. We have everything there. So yeah, definitely check it out. And anyone who would like to be a part of next year, so please check it out on globalghosthunt.com. It's, like I said, free to sign up. We would like everybody that we can to sign up to get a part of it. It's more exposure for everybody. So we're just trying to get teams out there and show people's style and uniqueness.
That's cool. That's cool. Wayne did redo his question. He said, "Do you think your mind was trying to fight to survive?"
Okay, I thought you were meaning that. So, do I think my mind was fighting to stay alive? It absolutely 100% Wayne could have been 110%. I always wondered to myself if I did get to the point where my DMT did release because my body did, know that it was, shut down. I mean, I knew my heart stopped. Obviously, I was being, I was paddled, back and all that stuff. But I do believe, sometimes that it could have been that. I don't know. I wish I had a more clear answer for it. The only thing that I have is my experience from that. And, obviously what happened, afterwards was, already happening a little bit, but it amplified, obviously. But, it could have been. It could have been my mind, trying to fight its way, to stay alive. Absolutely. I mean, the chemicals that get released, it's, we don't really know too much, like all about what goes on with, with our consciousness and what happens when we do pass, or even what consciousness itself really is. We know that the brain is a filter, but we don't know the conscious electrical energy that leaves our body, or that energy that leaves that makes us. So it could have been 110%, Wayne. I think about that constantly. I don't let that down. I really, I think that's one main thing you need to do as a researcher is I don't try to take my experience and say, oh, I need to go share it with so many people because I had an experience. My thing is I like to share it with people so that I can try to let them know, like, I had an experience. I was a non-believer, and I now have a huge motivation for this work because what I experienced was something not short than amazing. But I always keep the main, the reality of it, that you need to do the investigative part. And unfortunately, I can't cut out my skull to find that out. But trust me, that's something I think about constantly. I really do. And I'm so glad that Wayne asked that question, because I've been asking myself that more and more when I was doing when I studied more neuroscience stuff and stuff like that. And we're finding out all these different things from DMT that's released, and just certain other things. It's just amazing. I mean, do we know? Obviously, no, we totally don't. But certain similarities that I had that I correlated with other experiences, I had similarities with that, correlated with that. But I always ask that same question. So I'm so happy Wayne actually asked that question, because I haven't had anyone ask that question yet. I've been dying to hear that. So I thought that's what he meant. But thank you, Wayne. I really appreciate what you wrote.
Yeah. Now, when you do go out on investigation, I know you're very comfortable with the spirit box.
Yes.
That's probably your main communication tool that you use, correct?
Yeah, I would say that definitely. Yeah, I love doing spirit communication where you can hear the response, or you can get some kind of EVP from it from using a recorder. The only two that I've shown on the Global Ghost Hunt were using PSP7. But I like to use all different types of communication ways. So
that's good. And you're comfortable with that as well, because every time I see you investigating, that's like your one tool that you do use, which is awesome. For me, it's like I have a hard time with it only because the static. It's really hard for me to understand it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that was one flaw that was put into it, honestly, in my personal opinion. But it's totally possible. I mean, if people go under Gary Galko's YouTube, he has created a new device called the Radio X ITC, and it runs off of one station, and there's no white noise in it built into it, and he's getting full-on replies with it. He's probably not going to release it to the public from what people have been saying, but it's an amazing device. I mean, it truly is, and I ask people to go check out Gary Galko's page on YouTube. He's a Connecticut resident where I live, and he made the Melmeter and the PSP7, and he's created this amazing device. I don't know if he'll release it to the public, but it's definitely a game changer for the paranormal field for communication.
Yeah, that's awesome. So besides squaring away for the house and stuff, what are your future plans and goals? Book. I know you mentioned a book.
It's on my plate because I know that if I do that, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I try not to put too much on myself other than that, but right now I just take it one step at a time.
Yes, definitely. Let's see if we have any more questions here. Does anyone have any more questions? Pinkie, do you have any questions?
Not really. I'm just like enjoying listening to him.
I know. AJ.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really want to talk because he's talking and he's very interesting. So I was like,
yes.
Thank you.
It's an incredible experience. When he told me that, I was like, my mouth almost like dropped. It's incredible. It's
You
incredible.
it's weird because when you're having the experience, it doesn't feel as amazing as when you go to tell the story to someone. They're like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" Because when you're in the experience, it feels like how you would normal day to day go through life. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're outside of it. It doesn't feel like something amazing. So when people say how amazing it sounds to me, I understand after the fact, thinking back, like, "Oh my god, I had this experience with what I would call, like I say, I guess, a light being, or could it have been what people know as their savior or whatever." But to me, it was the knowledge that came back from it, and just like I don't know, just like the experience in itself, I never looked at in that way until people started, saying it to me, like, the awesomeness of it. And I'm just like, I didn't feel the awesomeness of it. I just felt the experience itself, but I could totally see why people, feel the awesomeness of it. But when you experience that experience, it's like, it feels just as real as when you're here today. It doesn't feel like you're in a different realm at all. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're in a different dimension at all. It doesn't feel like you're out of your body at all. I mean, it's a weird, like, you're just like how you're can see out of your body right now. It's the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. It's hard to describe. I mean, that's the best way that I could technically describe it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you believe in spirit guides, or do you also
Oh,
believe in
100%.
reincarnation?
Oh, 100%. We believe in spirit guides, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I'm a
What?
believer in I believe in both. I work with 3 spirit guides right now. I had a child when I was younger that was his name was David. I used to play
Mm-hmm.
hide and go seek with him, and I actually remember playing hide and go seek with this little kid, and it didn't dawn on me till I was later in life. And my aunt said something to me like, my grandmother just passed away about a month ago, and she said something to me and Tammy. She said, "Yeah, I used to always find him playing hide and go seek by himself, and he used to tell me this kid David would play." And I said, "Oh my God, see, Tammy, I wasn't lying. Like, I'm telling you, like, look at." She goes, "Oh my God." And then I worked. A medium told me about 2 other guys that I have with me. One is named Drina. She said she's between like a 60 and 70-year-old, very intelligent, very wise woman who's had many lives here. And then another spirit guide, his name is supposedly Raul, and he is supposed to come into my life later on for different life lessons that are more
Yep. Yep.
um you know
It's
so
interesting because with mine, it's like the one that one step forward, and then the others are like in the background until they know for sure that it's time for you to go on to the next lesson.
it's great. It's amazing. It truly is.
It's true. And reincarnation.
Believe 100% in reincarnation. I
Good.
was told by 2 mediums that I've had many lives here. I wish I remembered any of them, because if we did, can you imagine what we could not do wrong? You know what I
I
mean?
know. I know.
Uh, Kills me when I hear that, but no, I totally 100% believe it. There's too many experiences with little children and stuff like that having stuff into their new life where they're born. You hear about all those cases when young kids are having like flashbacks and dreams, and they're it's all that stuff. So I totally 100% believe in reincarnation. 100%.
That's excellent. Yeah, I do. I do as well. And I actually had 2 past life regression
Oh, awesome.
therapies. Yeah, with a really well-known guy, Paul Goddard.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it's incredible because I've learned that I have like Viking heritage, and then going back to the 1700s. So
That's
I
awesome.
do recommend having that done because it's pretty interesting. I at least
Yeah,
had like 2 past lives, if not
that's
more.
awesome. Yeah, I want to
So
do it
it's
so bad. I want to do it
yes,
so bad. I gotta when we get settled in, I'm gonna look more deeper into finding someone that I trust, that I like, that I know
yeah,
is not gonna tell me what I want to hear. That's gonna tell me the truth of what happens. You know what I mean? So that's my main thing, is trying to find people that aren't gonna try and make up something that I want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I
yep,
want to hear that about a palace life and stuff, but I want to hear the truth. I don't want to hear a lie. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of being lied to about stuff. Especially when it comes to certain phenomenon, and people think, they try to tell too many lies. I'm like, I just want to deal with somebody that doesn't tell me anything I want to hear. I want to just know what happens in the experience, and that's it. And so that's what I've been really searching for. Somebody I truly like, feel comfortable with, trust,
yes,
and also find just the right time too.
yes, definitely. Do you believe in cryptids like
I do believe
Bigfoot,
in cryptids.
Mothman?
One of my friend Holly, who we live with, is a big Bigfoot person. So we
Okay.
obviously watch Bigfoot shows all the time. But other cryptids and stuff like that. When I was on a show and they asked me the same question, I had an experience when I was in the woods one time. I was young. I was a young kid, we had something that sounded like obviously something massive, and it walked over near our campsite and walked away, and it was only bipedal, but nobody obviously, we were young kids and we weren't going to go out and obviously look at that time. But it opened my eyes to that type of stuff. And do I think that, like about Mothman and stuff like that? I believe there's 100% supernatural experiences where they have those experiences. I mean, we don't really know all the places and, look at the stuff that we're finding now still in the ocean, let alone other places that we're finding out, you know what I mean? So could it be possible? 110%. I don't put it past anything now,
Yeah, I mean, I had remember you was on the show with me when we had Joni Mayhem, and
Yeah.
she believed that there was portals
Yeah.
that the creature could go in and out of from their world to our world and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible, 100%, because I mean, even think about this too. Think about if it wasn't say if it was like, say if there was an advanced civilization, right? Say aliens like that, right? And they were able to teleport something into this three-dimensional plane and then teleport it out of this timeline at the same time. I mean, it could be something along those lines as well, but there's so many experiences. Like I know for with Bigfoot and stuff like that, I believe that is that we have these, I guess if you want to call them creatures or hominids, whatever you like to call them. I believe there's many species of these hominids, but they're very intelligent to the part where they know how to escape our detection and certain things like that. Do I think our government obviously knows more? 110%.
Oh yeah.
But those type of hominids I do. But when it comes to Mothman and stuff like that type of stuff, could it be portaled in, portaled out? Who knows? I mean, it's not. I don't consider anything impossible. I just consider it hasn't happened or not yet.
That's very true. That's very true.
I mean, have you heard what CERN was doing recently that people have came forward and started talking about?
No, I actually haven't caught up on that.
Okay, so CERN, there are scientists that are talking about how interdimensional beings are coming through the portals into CERN, and they're actually creating these portal doors. And there's a bunch of stuff that you could read that people have been talking about, and people from that have went to the scientists and stuff like that, and people that are there. There's a huge thing going on with all that, but it makes you wonder, like, if they are doing something along those lines, which I believe the government has already got themselves into that aspect of things. But I just think about it. I'm like, what if we're shifting something? What if we're playing with something and we're making one little alter and it switches? If we're messing with another timeline or we're messing with an advanced civilization, who knows? It's possible in any way. We don't know because we're not, under the declassified stuff. But it's anything. Anything's possible nowadays, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, definitely. I do have a question. So, Shadowcat says for the ocean, she does believe that megalodon still does exist somewhere because you can't tell me people have investigated the entire ocean. Very true.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100% true. Yeah, 100% true. It's funny because I believe that NASA, before they went into space, I believe it was NASA, unless they had a different company, but they were supposed to do the ocean first, and then because of the Cold War, they changed the exploration to space. But I find it funny that we don't even know a lot about our own planet yet. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't even discovered what's underneath a lot of our oceans, like she's saying. And it's true. I think a megalodon could be out 100%. Could be out.
And undiscovered creatures. I mean, new creatures are discovered every day. New fish types. New. Yeah. We never know. We never know. Well, AJ, where can everybody find you? Do you have any social media links?
Yeah, you could check us out. You can check out Talking with the Source on Facebook, YouTube. You can just check out Global Ghost Hunt on Facebook, YouTube, every platform you can find. And you can just check out we do on Coventry Circle Paranormal. That's what I use as a name for our group right now. It's called Coventry Circle Paranormal. You can find that on YouTube, Facebook. If you have any questions, anything, or if you're a paranormal researcher and would like to come on the show, please feel free to reach out. We're going to be scheduling for this year, so please feel free to reach out anytime.
Awesome. Well, it was great catching up with you, AJ.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. I was so looking forward to it. I apologize that I was at work still. So
that's okay. It's been a pleasure. I don't know if you have time afterwards to just do a quick catching up, or if you have work to do.
I've actually got an order right now, believe it or not. But I will definitely. I'll hit you up a little bit later for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Take care. It was good to see you.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Pinkie. Good to see you as well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. You're
All
very
right, take care,
interesting.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Well, that was interesting, huh?
It was.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, I don't want to say anything because what he's talking about is so exciting. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and it's
Can't believe he's actually
amazing that
seen all that.
he remembered exactly step by step what happened to him. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
would
seemed pretty
say.
realistic. Eh?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, wow.
He's an incredible person. Everybody definitely should check him out. I will actually we'll chat later, so I'll get his social media links as well, and I'll put it in the community post on my channel. So that
Yeah.
everybody could catch up with him. And his show is incredible too, Talking with the Source. He brings on numerous people, from investigators to mediums to you name it, he brings on. So he's a very interesting guy. And he has his own paranormal group as well as the Global Ghost Hunt that happens each October. So be sure to check that out. But yeah,
So can anyone join in with that, like the ghost hunt thing?
They can. So it happens
like
if you go on the Global Ghost Hunt website. I think they have a YouTube channel as well. Anybody could join. Basically, I think it's 2 hours. You have a block of 2 hours. It's basically like No One Is Alone for Christmas. They keep the stream open, and then it's one research team after another, but it gets platformed all across the world for people all over the world to see you while you're investigating. And it goes on for about 4 or 5 days. And again, it usually happens about every October. So it's interesting. I was in it for a couple of years. I wasn't in it for the past couple of years, but previously I was. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, guys, check them out. And thank you so much, Pinkie, for being on with me. The door's always
You're
open.
welcome.
Yeah,
we're gonna both
definitely.
say we have to say Alicio and see if he likes the way we say it again. No, Alicio.
No, it's Alacio. Is it? Did I say it right?
Alicio. I saw you.
Yeah, the spicy meatball. Where is he?
Yeah, Meatball Man was there.
Hello. Sorry, guys, if I didn't say hello to you, but I appreciate all of you. His story was just so intriguing. Oh, he's there. He's there.
Hello,
you
Alicio.
Haven't done anything. We were just telling your name.
Yeah, because it's fun saying Alicio.
It's not Alicio, no.
What is it? Alicio?
No, it's you have to pronounce the it's Alacio.
Alacio. It probably sounds weird on a Kiwi accent.
Or Kulaks, but I like trying to
Kulaks. I think Alacio is probably a little bit nicer.
I like
it flows nice.
They're wanting to know. Yeah.
He's
We're
like,
just messing with you. We're just messing with you.
Soy spaghetti.
Spicy meatball. Yeah. So hey guys, if anybody wants to join me, I don't have anything planned for next week, but if anybody wants to join me, feel free. You know, the door's open for everybody. This is kind of like an open
you should have an open platform.
Oh, yeah, but you know what though? His time zones are kind of funky, so yeah.
That would be funny.
You haven't done anything. Yeah, his time zones is pretty funky, so I don't want to have him commit to anything if he's not able to. But yeah, I have to think of something for next week, guys. What do you want me to talk about next week? Maybe we could get ideas from the audience here. Do you want me to talk about crystals, herbs, dreams? You name it. I'll talk about it. But yeah, so let's see. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Pasta Man. Crystal ball.
So he wants to talk about crystal balls.
Oh. Like actually crystal or actually crystal balls?
Crystal balls the person or a crystal ball the round thing?
Oh, Alicia. Oh, I said it. I said it wrong. Oh my God. Where's Laura when I need her? She always corrects me. No, not her. LOL. Yeah, that was pretty. Italian stallion stud. See, at least, see, look at that. Let's see if there's anybody else. Anybody has anything before we end this show?
I see someone saying reincarnation.
The Queen of Sass. Who? Who's the Queen of Sass? Crystal Balls?
Yeah.
Oh,
reincarnation.
Dragon
Reincarnation. That would be cool. That would be cool.
Dragon put it out. Alice Eolo.
Alice E. Oh.
I don't know if it's that way. I don't know. I don't know either.
Anyway, I say it's
I'm the sassy one. Oh, that's a compliment. Yeah, I'm sassy. Can't help it. Can't
At least
help
I
it.
likes you.
I can't help it. My goodness. Susan, I will send a voice message on Messenger on how to pronounce it. Aha. Okay. All right. You do that, okay? So I could get it straight. Oh, I will release her real soon. Yeah, where is Crystal? We haven't seen Crystal. Is it? Do you have her in the basement all locked up, Wayne? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know where she is.
You're keeping her like all locked up and stuff? Go release her, Beardo. That's funny. That's so funny. So anyways, guys, it was great seeing everybody, and I will see you next Friday at 5:30. So, guys,
Bye.
be safe and stay spooky, and we will see you the next time.